bringing to you the news you need to hear and the stories you want to hear. Now, let's dig deeper.
Hey, what is up, everyone? This is our special broadcast. Matt Cowboy, as I like to call him, the German cowboy. He wanted to come on and talk a little bit about 2A sanctuaries, and we are going to talk about those right now. Gonna go. Hey, Matt, why don't you flip your phone around?
You want me to go the other way? Let me see here. Portrait.
All right, Boomer. You don't have auto rotate on. Turn auto rotate on. Oh, okay. I was a little bit gone. Hopefully he'll be back in a second because he's the one who wanted me to do this. Here he comes right now. No, you got to turn auto. Okay, whatever. Let's just go.
Yeah.
How you doing, cowboy?
I'm doing fine, John. How about yourself?
Not bad. You wanted to come on tonight and you wanted to talk a little bit about 2A sanctuaries. I see uh, Chris out there, James out there, Carl out there. Hi, all. How you guys doing? Yeah. So let's go ahead. You are in the state of Virginia, and you are wearing a GOA shirt. I'm wearing a GOA hat because we have a little get together here. But before we get into that, you can always remember to go to Black Swan Tactical and find some really cool stickers, like this right here. Boom. Or you can buy some. We had our Christmas shirts out and some other really cool stuff. And tonight we are brought to you by LibertyReport.co. That's LibertyReport.co. And what they are is a member of the Black Swan family. And this is Liberty Report Live, sponsored by them. And without further ado, you can go to my Patreon and Patreon.com/John Crump and go ahead and kick us some money to do this awesome thing. Buy a shirt or a one-time donation at John CC, paypal.me/John CC. Now we're done with all the plugs and everything. Let's get to Matt. Hey, Jerry. See Jerry out there. Long time no talk. And Chris Shoemaker's out there. All right. So, Matt, what is a sanctuary city?
All right. Well,
Sanctuary county. Sorry.
Yeah. Sanctuary County. Basically, what is going on is the counties are. It's actually a nationwide movement. Here in Virginia, we're going county by county because obviously our newly elected legislation process is not going to declare the whole state. All right, so 2A sanctuary county, what they are doing, they're passing resolutions saying that our county will not uphold any anti-constitutional legislation that is passed in the from here forward. And if I can just actually pull this up, I saw a great definition of it earlier on actually Wikipedia. 2A sanctuary.
Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to put up a graph of some of the sanctuary counties. This isn't updated because there's a lot more than 3 in Virginia right now, and there's a ton that are going on the dockets for early this year.
All right, so the Second Amendment sanctuary refers to resolutions adopted by some jurisdiction in the United States to not spend resources to enforce certain gun control measures, such as violating the Second Amendment or even the Fourth Amendment. Resolutions oppose emergency protection orders, enforcement of background checks, red flag laws, permits police or family members to petition state court to order the temporary removal of firearms of a person. So that's pretty much wraps up the Second Amendment sanctuary definition. And like you were saying earlier, there's actually a lot of counties in Virginia that have already passed. It's going so rapidly that it's really hard to keep track of 100%. So far, the counties that I have.
Patrick County tonight.
Absolutely. I got them on the list. There are 6 counties, as far as I know, because like I said, a lot of people are pushing this. It doesn't matter if they're a part of NRA, GOA, VCDL, or just somebody that is wanting to protect themselves and their family in the area. The counties that so far I have listed has passed is Campbell County. We'll start with the first. It's actually Carroll County. They did that earlier this year. Campbell County was the first one to be brought up on the media. Charlotte, Lunenburg, which is halfway through the process. They're writing a resolution as we speak, and the next meeting they should vote yes. From what I understand, is a pretty heavy leaning towards the yes side on that. Grayson County, and of course tonight Patrick County. We also got at least 16. I know there's more counties out there that have it on the agenda. Tomorrow is going to be Franklin County. That's going to be held in Rocky Mount at 1:30. Let's see, any more on the 19th. I could have sworn there's at least 2 more counties bringing it up to the Board of Supervisors tomorrow. By the end of the week, there's going to be at least 10 counties that have it on the agenda to talk about.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. It's a very, very, very good thing.
Yeah.
It's something that we really, really need to make sure it gets pushed out there. And I think this is a way to take the teeth out of gun control.
Yeah, I think it really draws a physical line that you can see. Anybody that is saying, hey, anti-gun laws, yay. Well, then they look at the map and they see just how surrounded they are on all these 2A sanctuary counties that will not uphold these illegal legislative acts. Then, that might just push them back. It's something that the anti-gun movement has done to us gun owners. They have demonized us so much that they've done that to keep us in our houses, so that way we're not as openly engaging in conversation, to make it somewhat of a voodoo thing to talk about. Guns. Oh my gosh, you're talking about guns. But now, pushing a 2A sanctuary, being gun owners have been pushed so hard that we're pushing back, and we're going to start from the foundation. It's grassroots movement. That is, we start at the base of the foundation. And what we are going to be doing is shaking this foundation so they feel it on the state level. Hey, we're going to pass it. Are you kidding me? Look, 90% of Virginia is not going to abide by these, even if we do pass it. So why are we wasting our time?
What was the county that is coming up for tomorrow?
Franklin County tomorrow down in Rocky Mount, 1:30 p.m. I know I saw a couple others. I guess I didn't update my list, but I know Franklin County is up for tomorrow.
Yeah, I know there's a couple that's I know one county there's an ordinance resolution that's going to be brought up on in December, and another one that's going to be brought up in January. I don't know if the January one is out or in the December. VCDL will soon be publishing a list in the VA alert email. Yeah,
and that's one of the reasons I asked to make a broadcast here is this movement is a couple of people say, hey, thank you for spearheading it. I can't spearhead a movement that is like a blunt object traveling 150 miles an hour just to smash this anti-gun legislation. There are so many different fronts out here. It's just a line of people walking into their Board of Supervisors. This past week alone, I've only been able to keep track of about 16 of them. And as I've been going back today, I've been seeing, hey, here's another one. Here's another one. So why I asked to make this podcast tonight is to help this movement. We need to help keep track of this. Like you mentioned, VCDL is trying to get a map going, get a list going. You're a member of VCDL. You guys are awesome, and I am too. Oops, wrong side. Right here's my Gun Save Live sticker. I wear it quite often, actually. And so, if you have any information that you want to share, look me up on Facebook at Matt Dash Cowboy. You'll see my beautiful mug with the Capitol building behind me. That's my public profile. That's where I'm trying to guide everything towards. If you don't have Facebook, email me, matthewb@libertyreport.co, and I'll get this information to VCDL. If you're not a member of VCDL, join up. It's $25 for a year. And if you can't tell, they are actively fighting every step of anti-gun laws here in the state of Virginia. GOA, you guys are just doing awesome as well.
We're working really close with VCDL. VCDL is kind of taking the lead on that, and we are there to assist VCDL on any way possible. And we do need a PDF, and you might see one that's coming out in the next day or so. Chris Shoemake from the PDF. But yeah, GOA is working with the VCDL, also with Oath Keepers, 3UP VA, and the list keeps on going. This is a big movement. It's not a movement of just one group. It's a movement of a bunch of groups. And we are all working together because we all understand what there is to lose. And Jerry, if you get with me, man, I'll hook you up with talking points. And Matt here, Matt's actually taking the point for 3UP VA. I know you're a member of 3UP VA, and Matt here is taking the point with 3UP VA. So get with Matt, who's a member of 3UP VA, and he will help you. He's one of the leaders for 3UP VA. And he will.
Jerry, I've actually talked to him a few times. Like I was saying, on my public page, the Matt Dash Cowboy, everything I get my hands on, I post up there. I have at least one template of letters to send to your board of supervisors. Basically, the process, let me step back. The basic process, first you need to get it on the agenda of your board of supervisor or city council. And to do that, you need to talk to your board of supervisors. And you do that by email. You can do that by regular mail. You can do that by petition. You can do that by calling them. You can go down there and take their hand and talk to them face to face. There are at least 3 really great templates out there of what to send to them as far as a mail. And if I can pull it up here in just a second, I'll read you the version I wrote up.
Yeah, 3UP VA, why are you pulling it up? 3UP VA is 3% United Patriots of Virginia, 3upva.com. They do a lot of good work in the state of Virginia. You should definitely check those guys out.
All right, so here's the letter I have. Board of Supervisor, I, in parentheses, your name here, and actually fill that out. I've seen some screenshots of people just copy pasting it. There are some things you need to put in. I, your name here, am a concerned citizen of your county here. I have been following the political battle in the state of Virginia, the current push for legislative actions against gun owners, constituents of yours, they that are in imminent danger of losing our property, infringement of not only our right to bear arms, and I spelled bear wrong. Oh, great. I've been passing this out pretty good. Private. Yeah, it was a bear arms. That's great. But our private property and most importantly, our freedom. I'm writing you to ask that you put on your agenda about discussing to become a sanctuary county, which would involve not only supporting any laws passed on the state level that cannot be upheld when challenged against the Constitution. There have been a few states that have implemented red flag laws, magazine capacity limits, and such. I would like to bring to your attention that none of these laws, with a good lawyer, have made it to court. The cases are dropped because of incapability to be upheld. There's even been innocent deaths in executing red flag laws. Innocent civilians killed in their own homes, in their own living rooms, peacefully resting in their chairs. These are only some of the reasons I asked to uphold the Second Amendment of the United States of America's Constitution, also that of the Virginia, as per Article 1, Section 13. To guarantee the safety of this county's citizens, I request to become a 2A sanctuary county. Respectively, your name.
Hey Matt, someone, if my county is working on becoming a sanctuary county.
If your county's working to become a sanctuary county.
If mine, specifically me, my county.
Well, if you're in the
no. If my county is not working on becoming a sanctuary county.
Why not? You live there. Why aren't you talking to your board of supervisors, John?
Why am I not? Because they hate me.
Well, I live in the city of Roanoke, so I'm in the almost same boat as yours. We're not as far gone as you guys are, but I'm going to have a fight. So that's why instead of just writing the board of supervisors, I'm talking to other people to try and garner support before even going in there. Roanoke City is going to happen. It's just going to be a little bit more of a fight.
My board of supervisors, the people who won, ran on anti-gun platforms.
Yeah, well, how much, or what one of my plans is if we encounter a lot of resistance, I'm going to just start going to every public meeting the city council has, and every meeting I'm going to have a talking point. They have to listen to me for 5 minutes. So every meeting, they're going to be getting a spiel on the fact that the anti-gun legislation is creating fear and spreading lies. So, like I said, if I could have a lot more work ahead of me than a lot of people do. So once you contact the board of supervisors and they put it on the agenda, show up to the meeting. Contact me, contact John, contact BCDL. Even if you're not a member of BCDL, on their Facebook page, you can get in there and you can see all these counties saying, hey, this meeting is this date. All right. So let's show up to this meeting on this date. And even if you're not willing to talk, just showing up there with one of these stickers on there in the crowd, you can, it carries a lot more weight than you would think. If you're willing to speak, if it's just something simple as, I support 2A Sanctuary County because because the legislation passed are going to directly affect me, and I'm an honest, law-abiding citizen. Just saying that can go a long way. So contact the board of supervisors, also your sheriff and Commonwealth attorneys. These are the three different levels we need to hit on the county. Then once the meeting or your county has that meeting, go to it. And if they vote yes, normally what happens is they'll say, yes, we need our lawyers to make sure it's legal and write up a resolution. We have copies of resolutions of counties that have passed. If you need it, again, hit me up. Go on BCDL. It is on there quite often. And then the next meeting, they will read it aloud and take a final vote.
Yeah, they definitely will. Yeah, but no one's giving up on Loudoun County. We are still fighting for Loudoun County. It's just, Loudoun County is going to be very, very hard. So we are going to try. The only way I see Loudoun County and Virginia doing anything like that is we have like major turnout and we can go ahead and crush every board of supervisors meeting with people. But yeah, that's the way it's going.
All right, Christopher. Yes, you have done the right thing. You sent emails and mails back, and you haven't heard anything back. If you go on your website, they normally have an agenda printed out of the next meeting. Sometime it drops about a week ahead of the meeting. If it's not on there or if it's not posted yet, start calling them. And if you need help, if you want some more people calling them, remind me again. I've been talking to a lot of people. Remind me what county you are in. Give me a phone number, give me emails, and I'll round some more people up for you.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that. If we all work together, we can actually push this through. The goal is not to get 100% of the counties in Virginia because that's unrealistic. It's a nice thing to strive for, but I don't think that's going to happen. The goal is to get enough of them that will make any gun control have less of a bite. And maybe we can go to the House of Burgess or, whatever, and get them to, the Virginia General Assembly and get them to realize that it won't work.
If you, I know a lot of people here have seen the most recent picture of our state election, how much red there was versus blue. That is pretty much my goal, except for Roanoke City. I'm going to make that change color too. That's pretty much my goal on what I want to see 2A sanctuary counties to be. That is a pretty good representation of the 2A community. Also, what I'm seeing resonate from the 2A rally at the nation capital earlier this month is community, unity. I am seeing a lot of different groups that are not or stone sound. They might have a little bit of internal issue, but you see all these people in these groups going out there and doing it. You see people from NRA talking to people in GOA because there's. I know there's that big voodoo. Hey, I am a NRA member. I have to do what NRA say. I only do what they say. I am only a GOA member. I would only do what they say. No, that's not happening. Take that and throw it out of your mind. If you're a Second Amendment activist, if you truly believe in it, you're not going to let these imaginary barriers in your mind not talk to someone that has the information you need.
And they are imaginary. There is no hatred between the actual GOA organization and the NRA organization. It just doesn't exist. People think it does, but it doesn't. I can tell you from working behind the scenes, it's not there.
Yeah, we're all on the same platform. Let's not let the anti-gun people push what they have successfully pushed in the past, trying to separate into different groups. Even on racial groups, or like you got Latinos over here, blacks over here, whites over here. We're all pushing for the same thing. Well, it doesn't matter. We're all Americans.
Okay.
Resonate so much here watching this movement. I'm watching people talk to people that probably never even seen each other, heard of each other, and they're still working together.
Yeah, and just to let everyone know, you might see some trolls. Basically, I called out some Nazis, and they don't like me very much on some of their BS stuff about dividing people and stuff like that. So on Second Amendment stuff, but whatever. That just to let everyone know. But yeah, I did see the FPS Russia thing. Kyle should be pardoned, but let's talk about that a little bit later.
As far as I've been asked a lot of questions that I haven't been able to give direct answers to. All right, I did find out the VCDL and GOA are compiling lists and trying to get things together. Is there anything that GOA and VCDL is going to be doing on the state level? That's what I've been hearing a lot. Hey, we're pushing these counties. What's happened on the state? Do you know anything going on about that?
On the state level, well, we are currently trying to work with politicians on deciding the best way to move forward to go ahead and petition the the state legislature. And there's some other stuff that's going on behind the scenes that I don't want to tip my hand to right now. I think I might have tipped my hand a little bit to you, Matt, but
yeah, that's why I've been very vague on answers, because I don't want to spill beans before they're allowed to be spilled, whatnot.
We have ideas, and we are pushing ideas. One of the ideas is going to depend heavily on the 2A sanctuary movement in Virginia. So that's why we need you guys to push it, because it's going to affect people locally, but it also has the opportunity to affect things statewide.
And let's see what else. Also, there was somebody that was asking me earlier, and I was actually quite surprised that Section 1 or Article 1, Section 13 of the Virginia Constitution. What is that? It baffles me that a lot of people don't realize that the state of Virginia has their own constitution. As far as the Constitution is, these are things that the state of Virginia cannot or infringe upon. Article 1, Section 13 of the Virginia Constitution reads that a well-regulated militia, comprised of the body of the people, trained in arms, is the proper, natural, and safe defense of a free state. Therefore, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is much clearer written than the United States Constitution. That in standing armies in time of peace should be avoided has dangers to liberty, and that in all cases the military should be under strict subordination and governed by the civil power.
Yeah, I mean, that's I'm not going to tip my hand, but that is kind of an important thing there.
Yeah,
that might make us a little bit more optimistic than other states who don't have that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And a lot of these other states that don't have this written in there are these very big anti-gun states. State of California. I don't think I looked through there, and if I recall, that's one state I saw nothing about right to bear arms in. I may be wrong.
They don't. But Virginia's right to bear arms is a little bit more is stronger than most states. So, I mean, it gives us another avenue to explore if they try to pass some type of like anti-government stuff. Not anti-government, anti-gun type stuff.
Yep. And there's are a lot of other, or a few other states that do have something about right to bear arms, or shall not infringe our right to bear arms, but they're not, or like you said, not clearly as defined as the state of Virginia. Those states are also under attack. If you see the map that is behind our picture, or our faces here, you can see everything that is green. It has already been a 2A sanctuary. These are states. These are individual counties. So not only, and they are outdated. Here in the state of Virginia, we have at least 5 that are 2A sanctuaries.
Yeah,
and you only
faster than anything.
Mm-hmm. And so this is a movement that is across this country. What we do here in the state of Virginia will have a ripple effect. You will see this movement grow even more By the time Virginia is mostly green, you're going to see GOA, from what I understand, is going to be involved in doing this countrywide.
Yeah. People, somebody wanted to know when the Virginia State Constitution was passed, and that's easy, 1776. So,
sorry, I'm
yeah.
reading through the comments here. I'm not used to having all the technology here. I just got internet for my schooling that I got to do, and now I got 2 monitors set up and my recording right here. So I got information finally.
Yeah, if you want to go to the VCDL Facebook page, their resolution has been posted today. GOA's, I think, is going to go out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So now that this movement has been exploding here over the last week or two on just grassroots, just people like me going out and say, hey, you're wanting to do this. So here's some information. Do you know how to do this? Well, this is how you do it. Now that organizations like GOA and VCDL have taken their time and compiled all this information, we can just send them these links. So I really, over the next couple of weeks, that he even explodes even more.
Yeah. Basically the same thing. John Voorhees wants to know what we can do to get Ohio to make sanctuary counties. Same thing that we're doing in Virginia. Get people to actually go and speak to the county board members, and take the sanctuary county thing that GOA is going to send out tomorrow, or VCDL, and use that. I mean, that's not specific. But the GOA, I haven't read the VCDL one, but the GOA, so it's not going to be specific to Virginia. It can be used anywhere in the country.
Yeah, and
Ed's out there in the chat. If you can let us know if VCDL's is specific to Virginia, or if it's not, maybe we can get that out to other states as well.
Well, even if it's not, it will be a great base if it has a template. And it's just like here in the state of Virginia. All you need to do is find at least one person willing to start writing a board of supervisor. And from that one person, try and find network, or not even network, just get a couple other people doing the same. You don't have to live in that county to help people. If you're a family member, your cousin, your uncle, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister live in a county that has a potential of, even if they don't have a potential of anti-gun legislation, get them proactive. Draw this line. Just reach out and say, hey, we're doing this here. It's a movement going across the country. Or I can help you get started in your own county. What information do you need? That seems to be the key thing I ask, and that's what gets the most response. What do you need? What can I do for you? What information do you need? Email me, PM me, whatever you need to do. And if you don't have the information they need, just ask John or myself.
Yeah, the more people we can get involved across the country, the better it is going to be for us in Virginia, and the better it is going to be for you guys wherever the state you're from. I know we have members, not members. We have members at GOA from across the country, but we have people that watch my show from across the country as well. So even though this is really Virginia, like Pacific tonight, it's really not. The reason why we're talking about Virginia tonight is because that's where I'm from. That's where Matt is from. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one reason I really like this map you got, because it just shows it's not just Virginia. Whereas at Lake County in Florida, and from what I understand, Florida's got a pretty big following on it to a sanctuary county. That other counties are pushing it down in Florida. I lived down in Florida for a little while, so that's what really hit home with me.
Yeah. Chris was talking about SB 16. The Virginia definition of an assault weapon is rough. basically the definition of assault weapon is any gun that can take a magazine holding more than 10 rounds, which is insane because that's basically every gun, like revolvers and like certain hunting rifles. Or I think it's also any shotgun holding more than 7 slugs or 7 shells, which I'm not sure if that's what it says, something like that, something crazy. But yeah, and this is why we need the Second Amendment sanctuary movement. Not only that, we need people to actually contact their representatives. What happened in Virginia on election day should be a wake-up call for all gun owners. A lot of gun owners never thought they would see our gun rights in Virginia be in so much peril.
Yeah, the state of Virginia is one of the founding states of the United States of America, and or be honest with you, the anti-gun pushers, they're really screwed up. Where a lot of these other states that have slowly been pushing anti-gun legislation over the last decade, well, yeah, they just dropped a bomb on us and no, it's not going to happen. I remember the earlier this year, I was talking to my city on Rhode Up Gun Violence Task Force. I was really concerned about that my state or my city were going to try and push some anti-gun legislation. It didn't, and I didn't have a lot to do, or didn't have to fight hard because they were strictly not political. They didn't want to be political. They just wanted to look at how it's affecting people emotionally. What can they do to help people before and afterward, and educate people? The educate people is something I am still trying to work on. I think they call it the CARE, something like that. And one of it is educating the children on firearms. I am still trying to work on that, even though it's been passed by now. So the sudden drop of completely illegal, unconstitutional by the federal and state level that Virginia got lazy.
Yeah, they did. I left that up there for a reason. Virginia gun owners did get lazy. People thought that, no matter what, it wasn't going to happen. Oh, Virginia can't go anti-gun. Well, guess what, guys? You guys didn't vote, and this is what we have. So,
yeah, and
you emboldened them.
Yeah, the didn't vote part. What was it? 40,000, or Republicans have 40,000 more votes than the Democrats did, and also the Republicans left 31 seats unchallenged. I mean, that is just, that alone just baffles me. Here in my own county, or my own area, district, I guess you call it, there was an independent 81-year-old man. He got more than 30% of the vote, and he just jumped on the target because the Democrat was running unopposed. He got more than 30%. What if the Republican or someone that actually had a platform to run on ran? They could have won.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we really, really need to we need to learn from our lessons this time.
Yeah.
What will we? Who knows? But I've been telling people for a long time that we have to take the threat seriously, and people are like, "Oh no, it's never going to happen." When the Democrats started making inroads in Virginia, I told people we have to take it seriously, and people were back then were like, "Oh no, that would never happen. There's never going to be a Democratic a governor," or and it happened.
And I'm not sure.
Let's take it
really
back.
Political line. So Democrat, Republican, whatever. I know there's some right-leaning Democrats and some left-leaning Republicans, and there's a lot of opinions that go across the board. But so I really don't.
Right now, I can't find one Democrat that's willing to go ahead and
openly, because the anti-gun pushers have demonized gun owners so bad for so long on a national level that nobody's willing to openly discuss firearms. I myself know a couple of Democrats. They come up to me and they whisper, "Hey, you know about guns, right? Or me and my wife can talk, and we want to get one for the house." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, let's talk about guns." They're like, "Shh."
Until they're willing to do that openly, then we're screwed.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm also trying to put. Reach across the aisle, talk to people. You never know. I actually know a transgender. She is actually got more firearms than I will probably ever have. But if you meet her amongst her friends, you would never know. And it just baffles me on how can you demonize such an object when that object can save your life. Yes, you might carry it around a lot and never need it. I'd rather have a hammer and not need to hit a nail with it.
Yeah, we definitely. What's up, Dead Horse? How are you doing out there? We definitely need to. But I gotta stress once again, it is time to get active. Get off the bench, get into the game. A lot of people are just uneducated about firearms.
Get them. And that's one thing. After this movement really gets a hold, and a lot more people start participating or getting information, I want to try and step back and start putting out. Maybe GOA can probably do this. Is a bulletin list of all points that are frequently lied upon. Hey, and stuff like that. Or especially one point or one topic that you brought up quite a few times over the past few podcasts is school shootings that the Everytown was pushing. That is one of the most common things I got to combat. And I do that by breaking it down from what you said. Maybe it's just a bulletin list. Hey, mass shooting mass shooting in school. And this is what Everytown said. And of course, it's lies. So list the next 15, 20 different points that proves it's a lie. Refer from the CDC study. Refer from FBI studies. I mean, this is studies done by government institutions. They can't say, hey, well, that was an individually funded study, so therefore it leaned towards the person that paid for it.
Chris, who do you want to know? I'm on Facebook at Real John Crump. Matt Dust Cowboy is on Facebook too. But yeah,
if you look me up, my public page is at Matt Cowboy, DASCWOBOY, and look for my beautiful mug in the Capitol building right behind me. That's my public page. Ignore the one with the eagle. I'm just trying to still keep that friends and close family and close friends.
Yeah, and Virginia is a state that other people can learn from, where we thought that we were safe and we're not. Maybe G-Web's out there in Arizona, they might be safe for a while.
G-Web's.
But yeah, G-Web's a good guy. But like,
nobody wants to anyway.
Yeah, I'd love to move to Arizona. It's beautiful out there. But don't think that this is the only thing that is going. It's never going to change. That your state's never going to be Virginia, because it will be. It will be if you let your guard down. We cannot leave our guard down.
So John Boyd mentioned the 1994 assault weapons ban would not pass, but it did. And that is part of the Brady campaign. They pushed really hard for that. John, do you want to take up what we just went public with earlier this month concerning the Brady campaign?
At Second Amendment rally, person that spoke, and I've been speaking to behind the scenes. He's not as pro-gun as me or you, but he is now a 2A activist, and his name is Dan Gross. This is important because he, at one point, didn't want anyone to own any type of guns. That is very important. He was the last president of the Brady campaign, and he was president of the Brady campaign for 20 years. And now he came up to our side because he went to a gun class and learned, hey, these people are good people. Maybe I'm wrong. And he was able to be open to other ideas. So not everyone is lost. If we can flip the president of Brady, we can flip anyone that's willing to listen.
Absolutely. So, and just like in his instance, he was anti-gun, and he came across the line to in his mind, he was trying to find out. All right, I want more information so I can further demonize these people. Well, I'm also seeing a lot of people cross that line inquiring about firearms, and hey, I want to get a firearm. Is this High Point what I want? And then a common thing on the internet, of course, you know, everyone hates everyone on the internet, is just bashing them. Stop this. You need to welcome them. Hey, the High Point can be a great firearm. There are people that like them. I may not be one of them. I suggest this one, this one, this one. Go to gun store and just say, like my local or one of my local gun range, they have a program. You walk in, you pay X amount of money, you get unlimited, or you get, I think, 10 rounds per gun. And you can try every single gun they have to find the one that you want. Programs like these are out there to help new gun owners figure out what they need, which one's best for them. So not only should we be reaching across the aisle, these people that are coming to us, we need to open them with open arms. Stop bashing them. These are people that are, I'm hoping not trolling, that are asking questions. And no, they might not go for that $800-900 gun for the first one, but you know, a $300 gun, it can get them in the door. I started out with a Smith & Wesson 4045, I think it was called. It had the most awkward dual action trigger. I loved it at the time. Then I stepped into lever action. Then I stepped over here. Next thing you know, I had 20 firearms. Next thing you know, hey, I'm in a lot of bill trouble. I talked to my friends. Hey, they wanted this one. They always loved this one. So that pulled me out. Now I'm trying to rebuild my collection. So there are a lot of people out there going across the aisle. Reach your hand out. Say, come on with me, or come on into the 2A community. Let us show you what we can do. Let us help you.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta also realize there's gonna be other people out there that will not ever come across, and you gotta accept that. The people that are not gonna come acquire about firearms in good faith, and we gotta call those people out too.
Yeah. Who was that? Was that someone that was running for a position or a government position somewhere? They had someone that was from the military introduce him to the AR-15, and he was shooting like this and trying to blow it up to be a really big bad thing. Do you remember who that was?
That I thought, who was that? It was Anderson Cooper was the reporter.
Okay. All right. But well, my favorite,
like an old general.
Yeah, and my favorite thing, I saw that. Then they switched over to I'm gonna guess she was like a 12-year-old little girl running a 3-gun course, just like it was nothing. It's just things like that goes out there to show you, hey, they are really trying to demonize this. Well, you turn around and look at this person, half his stature, quarter of his weight, excelling at it.
But look at the Vox reporter who said that he got PTSD for firing AR-15, and it bruised his shoulder. That the recoil was so strong, which is not true.
Yep, that was the one I was actually talking about. But then there was that reporter that wanted to show everyone how easy it was to get a firearm, and he was denied.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. That happens. And some lie. There was a politician who, Dan Helmer, who said he went to the gun store and he was able to buy an AR-15 from a dealer without going through a background check. So dealers, running background checks is not true. And, that was a lie.
Yeah. Then there's, or as far as some of these laws that were combating, the red flag laws, magazine capacity, children can't have a firearm. By children, I mean anybody under 18. Yes, 17-year-olds, you're still children. You're still living in your parents' house. That's just got to say that. And then you look at some of these horrific events. That's another thing. The anti-guns, they want to put gun owners on the side. They're emotionless. They don't care that people are being killed by these firearms. No. These events or the events recently here in California. One happened today outside of a Walmart, if I remember correctly, and one earlier this week about a high school.
Oklahoma happened last night in California. 10 people were shot by 2 gunmen. That one's kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, they think it wasn't gang related, but they also think that they were targeted, and it turns out they were like really famous singers in the
Hmong group singers. That's right.
The H is silent. The Hmong.
And then the California shooting. It tears up my heart every time I hear children being shot in school. I mean, it really does. There was a teacher. She had a GSW gunshot wound first aid kit that she carried, and she was able to save some lives with that. It's just the anti-gunners trying to demonize us as heartless, cold individuals that only want to protect our guns. It's not true. Then they turn around. Well, the way to stop this is magazine limitations, red flag laws. Children can't do this. Look what just happened out there. None of it stopped them.
Well, the Walmart incident today, John Voorhees brings this up, and I was about to bring it up. It was stopped by a guy with a concealed weapons permit.
Yep.
Concealed hand permit.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure we won't hear anything more about it on the news because it was stopped by a law-abiding citizen that had a firearm him or her legally.
Exactly. They're not going to do it. You're not going to hear about the incident in California at the party probably after today because everyone that was shot was a minority, and they don't report on that.
Yeah, and that also every time I hear Maz Touré say it, gun control is racist, and I just look at things like this. Oh, all right. So if it's a white person doing this, they'd still be on the news. But no, they're minorities, so they don't care about it.
Yeah, Tony Simon was talking about that the other day on the podcast. I'm not sure if you watched it or not. Great podcast if you didn't see it on Saturday. Tony Simon is a great guy out of New Jersey who does a lot of firearms training, Second Amendment advocate, and really cool guy, really funny guy, very, very entertaining. Ed from VCDL saying that they're not sure about that yet. But I actually talked to a cop out there that oh, okay, never mind. He was talking about to John Voorhees. The motive in the California shooting, no, they don't know it. The one that happened last week at the school, they don't know, and the one that happened at the party, they don't know. It's really, really weird though, because if you look at the people, they weren't exactly the people that you would think would be into some bad stuff, but they were targeted. I don't know. California has the strictest gun laws in the country, and yet, and yet they can't.
Horrific events happening out there, even with all these strict gun laws. You're right. It just goes to show you that it's not the gun that needs to be demonized, and to be honest with you, it's not anything that needs to be demonized. What could have happened if that one child was talked to by an adult and helped out? You want to tell me there's not anything mental health related there?
Yeah, if you go shoot up a bunch of people. Gorilla and Guns want to know if preemption gets in the way of 2A Sanctuary's existence. That is a tricky question, but they don't seem to care when it comes to sanctuary cities in Virginia, so I don't see how 2A Sanctuary is any different. They don't care about that.
Give a definition of what the preemption law is.
The preemption law is basically saying that you cannot make a law that's at odds with a law at the state level. So if there's two laws and they're contradictory, one's on a county level and one is at a local level, county level, and one's at the state level overrules it. VA gun rights is talking about preemption. The Democrats do want to get rid of preemption in the Commonwealth, but only if it makes local gun laws stronger.
I am nowhere near anything of a lawyer or versed in the legality world, but in my opinion, if the state law goes against not only the federal constitution but the state constitution, then the county saying no, it goes against these laws. You sort of get at a stalemate there until you get into
you don't have to recognize any law that violates the Constitution.
Yeah, so that's, in my opinion, that's where the preemption will just get thrown out, because it violates the Constitution on not only federal but the state level.
That's a good point. And the Virginia Constitution is very, very strong on the Second Amendment. So I hope everyone out there goes ahead and contacts their local board members, their sheriffs, anyone else. VCDL is a awesome group. I cannot recommend them enough. What I always say, and I've told Matt this, even before I got involved with the GOA, I wish people would pick one local group to get involved with, and at least one local group to get involved with, the state level group to get involved with, and one national group to get involved with.
And I like to take that a step further. First off, VCDL, they are amazing. All right, every single gun thing I've been to, and I say thing because I'm talking about rallies, I've been talking about gun shows, gun stores. They are everywhere here in the Southwest Virginia, at least, and they are very active. So the members of VCDL To join up, it's only $25 so let's say that's about 4 beers to you people that like your beer on the what's that called? The special brewery beer. So 4 beers, you could have a membership. That membership is going to help BCDL out and a lot more, lot more. Then also, if you want to, you can join up with the VCDL email alert. Everything's growing too much here. The email list is free. If you also go on Facebook, BCDL, or they actually have a form or a web page just for you to go out there and talk. You don't have to be a member to get onto the BCDL Facebook page. I would recommend it because, again, that is going to do nothing but help push our gun rights here in the state of Virginia. GOA. GOA is an awesome organization. I'm not just saying that because I know John. And what is that discount for Black Swan Media for GOA, John?
It's about to pop up. I just hit the button to put it in the chat, so it's popping up right there.
All right. So you got your information on GOA. NRA. NRA is just a little bit more expensive, but they do a lot of fighting on the federal level. They have a lot of information out there for people on the local level. And there are many, many great state level groups across the country. I think in Florida it's called Florida Carry. And so even if you don't get involved with NRA or GOA, do get involved with your state Pro 2A groups.
Yeah,
they will
be great. Yeah. Also, GOA has a thing on our website at gunrunners.org where if you don't want to become a member or you can't afford to become a member or whatnot, you can still sign up for our alerts. We're not going to sell your email or anything like that. We're very, very protective of every email that we have. But you will get alerts of things that will affect you locally. And there's going to be a lot coming out for Virginia. I know that because I write the alerts. So I know there's going to be a lot for Virginia. And Ed out there, you have me blocked on Facebook, man. Unblock me.
All right. And also, I would like to, what was the other thing I wanted to plug? See. Go ahead and talk for a second, John, while I try to remember.
Well, while we are wrapping things up here, I might as well talk about the 2A project. The 2A project is my side project here, where we do stuff to arm America. That's our little tagline. This month, we are going to be giving away a Canik and free training to a single mom out there. You don't have to be Virginia. You can be anywhere in the country. As long as you're legally allowed to own a handgun, we will get you the handgun and the training to be able to use that. If you're a single mom, to go to 2aproject.com for details and how to submit your application, or you can nominate someone. And yeah. So we are looking for people to do that. My Patreons, of course, will be picking the people. And yeah, it should be a really good thing. Next month, we have something else planned for the dads out there, hopefully. And yeah, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/John Crump. Patreon.com/John Crump. It's up there right now. The 2A project's up there right now. Buy popcorn for my scout. My little son. Popcorn for scouts. 2A project. Free Canik for mom. 2aproject.com. Follow me on Facebook, or Instagram, Real John Crump. My Twitter is CrumpySS. Buy a shirt from Black Swan Tactical. All that stuff goes right back into this program and other stuff like the 2A project. So all the money we make is going like that. I'm about to write a check out to 3UP VA, in fact, friends some shirts I have sold for to pay for their state meet. PayPal.me/JohnCC. I'll go right back in there. Check out Liberty Report. There are sponsors tonight. LibertyReport.co for anyone there. Go ahead and hit up Ed Levine if you have questions on VCDL out there. He will be able to answer any VCDL questions. I'm going to ban Chris Sonnebrino for not buying popcorn. When I was on Twitter, people actually came up to me and said, I bought popcorn for you.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. What I did forget, I just want to remind everyone, reach across the aisles, talk to your neighbors, just try and get the demonizing gun owners out of the door. Start talking to people. You never know how many people. Just here recently, there is a former Marine running around town that had most of town locked down. I wondered how many of those homeowners were wondering or was wishing they had a firearm in their house at that moment. So that is a thought that comes and goes in people's heads. So just talking about firearms, trying to bring them into our 2A community, and do not bash them for just trying to step in the door. There are great organizations out there, just like the VCDL, just like GOA, just like RNRA. There is actually another one I came across earlier, Jews for Second Amendment or something like that. Another thing, there are, if you don't want to be part of an official organization like that, there are patriot groups out there. 3UP VAs, what you heard John refer to, that is 3% United Patriots. I'm involved in that as well. There are the 3% original group. There are Oath Keepers. These are all people that are your neighbors already. These are people that are you work with already. Just by opening up a discussion, you never know who's out there that is exactly the same as you, that have the same mindset. So just reach out and talk to people. Reach out there to your board of supervisors, your city council, your Commonwealth attorneys, your sheriff, and push this 2A sanctuary movement. It's not just a local movement. It's not just a state movement. It is a national movement. We are all involved in this. And I really do appreciate you bringing me on tonight, John. Thank you.
And Chris wants to know if the 2A sanctuaries will... he says A2, but I'm pretty sure I'm at 2A. Sanctuaries will cover suppressors, and yes. And check out these. This is sometime we're doing a review on this the Cedar Mill case, the Glock case. Kind of cool. And I have this one too, which is kind of heavy. I got a rifle in there that cannot show yet. So there you go. I can't open it up, but it's nice inside. Trust me. Yeah, that is it for tonight. Tomorrow I will be back with Carrie Sloan. She's going to be on the show tomorrow for fireside chats, and we will get back to normal. Thank you for tuning in. Scott Hughes, thank you for supporting 3IVA. Thank you for watching this episode. If you haven't seen my show before, this is my show. Usually it's a one-on-one interview with people out there about their lives and everything else, gun stuff, of course. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we will be back to normal tomorrow. You might want to check that out. I think you guys might dig it. All right. This is it for John, and I want to thank Matt Dusk Cowboy for coming on the show, and we will get back, and Ed, unban me or unblock me. I'm trying to put up the old banner.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you again, John. Thank you, everybody. Keep it up.